Tyler, you mentioned 1.4 is going to be the great hope for Protoss.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, have you played? You said you were playing, so have you played any games on 1.4 today at all?
Nope. Didn't
Jeff,
play today.
I know you were playing.
The patch?
Yeah.
Tell me about those Immortals, baby.
The Immortals are quite strong against Terran. I'm liking it. I think it might be kind of the patch jitters. Like, Terrans are overly worried about them, and Protosses are overly emphasizing them, so you're going to get some early game wins as a Protoss player right now. But once it stabilizes, I think that the Immortals should fall back as a pretty nice paperweight in that matchup, with some builds that you'll mix in. It's going to be like the replacement proxy Stargate pressure that you're seeing right now. Some Protosses are going to do like a one gateway robo immortal timing where they have like 3 immortals at your door busting it down, and it'll function exactly like the Stargate one does. What I really like is the PvP change. You cannot warp in on ramps, and that's something that either through communication from Blizzard or language interpretation nobody actually knew about until today, for the most part. It's interesting. I just played a game on Tal'Dorm Altar, and I was trying to warp in on that giant mega ramp in the middle of the fucking map, and it's like, no, you can't, no. And then you have to warp in above it. So I like that. That means the 4-gate is, for all intents and purposes, dead in PvP, which means that there's going to be a lot more macro games and different styles, and the matchup's just, for the first time, I think, in StarCraft II history, in flux. It's always been gateway timings that are the first thing you're concerned about in PvP, right? It just used to be in the beta that you would get 3 Zealots or 4 Zealots in their base at like the minute 55 mark. Now it has been stretched to the 6-minute mark, but now it's gone forever, which is kind of nice. As far as the other things, Zergs are thinking it's doomsday for ZVP. Greg's already speaking like he's got his like finals, like the last 5 Zergs on the Earth are huddled amongst him. He's like, "Gentlemen, we will find a way to win. We'll discover our victory path, and we will be victorious." Like, it's incredible how sad the Zerg players are. But I think they're going to find out that it's like the reverse Infestor. It used to be that they thought they had to use the Infestor for everything. Now they're going to discover everything else is pretty good too. So,
Dan or Sean, you guys have any thoughts? I mean, I don't know if you've played it all, but
I haven't actually played it since the patch, so.
Sean?
So I haven't played it, but I also think that like the no ramp warping thing will weirdly help the other matchups, because Protoss versus Protoss felt very coin flippy in a lot of major tournaments. So you'd get something where you'd have, a mediocre Protoss against a really good Protoss meeting up, and the mediocre Protoss would incidentally win just due to some very, very slight micro decisions, and then advance to the next round and just get demolished. And that has happened like a number of times, where a weaker player will win a Protoss versus Protoss, and by weaker I mean like not as good as the other two matchups. So I think that this like allows for a lot more stability, because I mean, especially of all matchups, I think that like Terran versus Terran is the one that kind of allows you to get to the farthest and allows you to exploit your skill the most. Zerg vs. Zerg still kind of has some of these, or at least for a long time it did have just whoever landed the Baneling hit early was just the clear winner. Now Zergs are kind of stretching it out a little more with roaches, and it's still a little doofy in some places, but Protoss vs. Protoss I would describe as almost certainly the doofiest. So that's sort of like...
What I am really excited about, though,
It's almost
the TVP matchups like considered unwinnable in Korea and in Codes, the numbers are pretty indicative of that. What I really like, though, is that Blizzard took a look at the numbers, and they realized that the big reason why is everyone's been complaining about the acceleration of the mothership. I mean, obviously you guys see where I'm going with this. And then also the Immortals' lack of utility in the late game. I mean, when those EMPs carpet bomb my entire army, you know what I'm thinking? What if I had fucking 4 Immortals right now, Like, if I had 4 fucking Immortals just going, "I don't give a shit about you," and they're just killing everything, then that's the story of success. And we didn't make the Immortals because all the Protoss players universally, like Tyler and I, we bumped shoulders in MLG, and he was like, "Yeah, range 5 Immortal, I don't know if I'm ever going to make one." And I was like, "I know, man. They need to do something about that." So they changed it. So with the acceleration of the mothership and that +1 range on the Immortal, Bomber and Puma better look out. Mama's got a new toy. And then the Mothership Immortal rush him. I'm gonna recall like 7 immortals in the middle of their base. It's gonna fucking work, because everything will die.
Are you revealing
Even the
strategies?
stuff that's 6 squares away.
It just happened.
It's gonna happen at MLG
Having
Orlando.
problems with ghosts, so they buff everything that ghosts counter.
Oh god. You know, getting back to the GSL, are we ever gonna see a Terran or a non-Terran in the top 8? And how long is it gonna be, Artosis?
Yeah, what?
Like, how long is it gonna be till another race breaks into the top 8?
Of GSL?
Yeah.
Didn't we have non-Terrans in the
Top
top 8
4.
last
I guess
season?
top 4 is the better stat.
We had that too.
Did
with
we?
Geyser. Yeah.
Okay,
Geyser.
in the fucking finals, Artosis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, didn't we have Nesty Lacira like really recently?
Yeah, like
There's too many Terrans is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, there's too many Terrans, man. We know that there's 20.
Alright, I can't win with Artosis. I'm just
Oh.
not throwing anything to him for the rest of the day.